Hey guys, this is Mike. I'm back with Open It and Play, and this is going to be a review on the Coffin Comics Legacy Series Chaotica. I was waiting for this lady for a long time. It's not one of my favorite characters, as you know, but I was waiting on her because I have plans to try to do a custom. I'm going to try to do the 90s style Invisible Woman costume. It's kind of a cheesecake costume, but I was wanting to do that when I first got into comics. That's what Invisible Woman looked like at the time, and they've still never had a figure of her. So I thought this lady's a pretty good choice for that. So I will probably change her head, but let's take a look at her really quick. Get her out of the box. The box, you could see, I think, all parts. So she comes with a lot of hands this time. Oops, sorry. Take this off first. She comes with the little stand like we've seen before, and she comes with this cape that has kind of a pearlescent finish, and it does have blue highlights, sort of. I guess I shouldn't say highlights. Sort of blue in the shadowed parts. But we'll look at those real quick since we're going with accessories first. You can see this. I don't know how well you can see the blue. It does look mainly reflective, but some of these blue parts are particularly blue, and they don't really change colors. The light, of course, is reflecting off of it, but it's a softer material than the past material. But again, oh man, we've got this weird cut thing through. That's the part that looked rough on the last figure I did by these guys. Hopefully they can figure out what's going on in the factory and get that figured out. This is the little stand. It says Loose Collector on the bottom. If this will figure out how to focus on it. But you might be able to see it or you might not. My camera is having a hard time focusing because it's a rainy day. I probably shouldn't have shot videos today, but I wanted to do a few since it's kind of my thing. But, okay, we'll move those guys over to the side, and let's get her out of this part. You can see the hands clearly there, and she has a couple of magic effects, which are sort of like scythes. No, sorry, not scythes. I gotta remember the name. Oh man, I can't remember it right when I need to remember it. It might come to me. Okay, these are the other magical effects. I think these are cool. I'm gonna try to use these for my Doctor Strange, I think. Okay, and then she comes with alternate hair sculpt. Okay, and we'll open this up. Is it taped? Okay, it does have a little bit of tape here. Okay. We've got that. Oops, got that off and shot the hands everywhere. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's look at the accessories first. She comes with these alternate hands, which are fists. They are white with a slightly pearlescent. Is pearlescent a word? I think it is. Pearlescent finish. Okay, and then the nails are painted too. And then she comes with these open hands, which look like this. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use these for the Invisible Woman custom, but I'll see what I can do. And then she has these hands. Come on, focus. It's such a challenge to focus every time, especially on the smaller parts like the hands. Okay. They're nicely painted for the fingernails. Okay, and then these are the magic effects, which sort of look like energy blades. Okay, they are the same design. And, oh, I still can't think of the name. What is it called? They're not sling blades, but kind of like that. Okay, and they do have this little extra hook on them, so the design is a little bit unique in that way, but apparently they're magical or they're made with energy. Okay, and then we have this alternate hair sculpt. The hair itself is pretty soft, so I like that part. It does have painted features to make it look darker in certain areas. I think the paint came out pretty good. This part looks a little bit bare, but it looks better actually on camera than it does in person for this particular part of the hair. But overall, it looks pretty good. It's kind of a flowing in the wind, blowing in the wind type thing. Okay, and then we have the figure. I know some people... Oh, she already stood. I was gonna say, I know some people have problems with these figures because of the height. They are females, but they are pretty tall. If I can get this... Okay, so she's standing at dang near 7 inches. I think you can see that. So it would be 6 and probably 3/4 almost, a little bit less than that, but yeah, she's pretty tall. But please keep in mind these ladies, the ones I have at least so far, all do have high heels on. So what I did for Moondragon with the old Vampirilla buck is I popped off her legs and gave her popped off her feet and gave her different feet. And I'm going to do the same thing with this because I want her to be closer to Mr. Fantastic's height. And yeah, I think she's probably passable if I cut off that height from the heel. Okay, let's take a look at her head and her posability. You can see she's got a pretty good face sculpt, I think. And around, they like their almost 70s style bikini cut things. It's kind of weird, but okay. And for posability, so she can look down a lot, she can look up a decent amount. It's not fantastic, but her eyes do have the paint where it looks kind of like she's already looking up slightly. So it passes for looking up, I would say. But okay, and then she's got the tilt. That's the word I was looking for last review. And let's pop off this hair and switch to the other. Okay, that was pretty easy. The hair is very soft, like I said, so it's easy to switch out, but it's still sturdy on there. Okay, this one, she can look up almost the same, I think. It's probably even less. But yeah, it's a more dynamic sculpt for the hair sculpt. And we'll pop off that hair. Okay, go back to the original one. Actually, maybe we can just pop off her head. Her head is on a dumbbell joint, and it does have a lot of room in there, so they do a good job with these. They got a lot of range. Okay, pop that on might be hard. Okay, she's okay. It's getting a little bit cooler in Japan, but it's still warm enough. So, okay, and then her arms, let's check. She's got the ball joint with the hinge. Take you up to there. She has a bicep cut. Okay, that goes really smooth compared to my last figure. Okay, and double jointed pinless elbows. Those should be the same as the last figure. I'll bring you up to here. Sorry, I gotta make sure this is in focus. Okay, and her arms will go, her hands will go like that. Hinge and twist, hinge and pivot. Okay, she has a diaphragm joint. It'll go back. Go back, almost not at all. It's not completely zero, but it's not a whole lot, as you can tell. And down much more than back. So, but yeah, I wish she had better posability for that. Side to side, not a whole lot. Very, very little, I would say. But with our neck posability, you can kind of make it look more than it is. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing with that. Her legs will go out that far, and she can kick up to here. Then she has the thigh cut. Ooh, that's really stiff. Oh wow, her thigh cut is almost locked on my figure. I might Oh, I might have to use some heat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use some hot water. These, I would say, if you buy this figure, be careful the first time moving those because it feels really, really stiff. I don't know how it could be that stiff, but it is really stiff. But I'm confident it moves because it's trying to move. It's just it only moves a slight amount, so you need some heat to soften those up. Okay, and then she has double jointed pinless knees. They will go, I think these will bend. Okay, we'll go in and back. Okay, so that far. And then she doesn't have any kind of boot cut, unfortunately. And then her ankles will go up to there and down that far. Okay, and of course pivot. All right, so yeah, this figure, again, this is the more expensive series, but you guys are probably getting to know me. I want the comic book character females to look like the comic book character females in the comics, but also I grew up in the 90s when I was getting into comics, so that was a more extreme time for that. So that's sort of what I was raised on. I do have a lot of 80s comics and it's a little less then, but this lady's measurements or her features are more like what most of the comics I was reading at the time when I was getting into comics. But anyway, I'm going to try to work on this lady as a custom, try to make her into the Invisible Woman 90s version. It's probably going to be a challenge, but I'll see if I can get it done. So, okay, thank you for joining me on this review of Chaotica, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.